report I read. Every second sleeper in the curve wants to be steel. Now we've got a curve here with wooden sleepers in, and it's a quarter tight gauge, solid and a quarter tight gauge, so why would you want to alter it?
Right.
No point in altering it.
So those sleepers don't have to come out?
Well, he says they do, but I don't think they would. In my opinion, they don't have to come out because we've got good gauge and everything's solid, so why pull it out? How are you going to improve it by pulling it out? I might even be able to show you the gauge. Well, now, that's good neat gauge there, look. That gauge is just nice.
Right.
That's what it ought to be. That's perfect gauge.
Right.
So back up there we had a look a minute ago, it was a quarter tight, which was better gauge.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And he talks about all the short lengths of rail everywhere. Now, all down there was 2 or 3 short ones up in the yard, but all this is welded, 100 metre lengths and 200 metre lengths of rail. Where's all the short rail they're talking about?
What's the problem with short rail?
Oh, well, the more joints you got, the more likelihood you've got of derailment.
Right.
But, well, 100 years all had the short rail. But like, there's hardly any of it here. This is all big rail and all welded rail, so I just can't see where his problem is.
So none of this needs replacement?
No, I can't see any point of touching any of this. To me, when I walked it, I reckon from Turners Marsh to Crawler Bridge, we needed probably half a dozen sleepers.
Okay.
This is twice as good as track as a lot of rail track is, because at least there's no spreaders in it. Only on the walk all the way through, I think one place we found 3 or 4 spreaders.
What are spreaders, Wayne?
The steel thing hooks over the rail there and over here, and they wind it up on a thread to hold the rail together.
Right,
okay. When the sleepers are rotten,
yes,
and the dogs are pushing back, they put a spreader in to hold it together.
What's a dog?
Same things.
Okay, righto.
They're dogs, they're
right.
pendrol clips, they're plates, they're base plates.
Okay.
And them things are sleepers. When the track's crook, it'll push back, and if the sleepers are rotten, you'll see here on the back of the plate where it's been moved. And that's been moving just a little bit, look.
Right.
A little bit of movement there, but like nothing to talk about. When you get them moving this far on the back of the plate, you need to have a look.
How far?
This much.
Right.
Inch. Get them moving inch,
okay.
25 mil. Then you need to be looking at, as this is today, log trains would run over that with no problem at all.
So this rail, as it stands, would take the weight of what?
Well, it'd take a 25 tonne axle weight with no trouble.
And what's our rail car?
5, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, because I've heard 5 and I've heard 7, so I'm not sure, but it's something in that vicinity.
So there's absolutely nothing wrong with this whole rail up here, is there?
No, we'll see, this is a straight. Now, that report said we had to replace every 3rd sleeper in this straight. Well, if you look at the gauge, I bet you it's tight gauge, it won't even go inward. It's what, quarter tight there, at least a quarter of inch tight. Why would you want to pull it up?
There's a steel one here.
Yeah, well, there's odd ones, but if you come along here where there's no steel, in this straight.
Why do you need steel sleepers, Wayne?
Hold the track together.
Right.
Hold the rail in. See, that's still tight. Yeah. Well, why do you want to pull it up for? Nothing's moving, and it's all solid. Why do you want to pull the bloody thing up for? That report, as good as reckoned that they was, well, virtually half it was short rail. See how your edges here look? Edges like it down over there on the bike.
Yeah.
And the same this side.
Bend in the road has got all metal sleepers.
All steel, yeah.
Steel sleepers.
There's not too many curves that's not all steel sleepers. I reckon it's probably 90% of the curves are all steel sleepers.
And the curves are the most sort of dangerous part, obviously.
Oh, well, years ago, was working up in the Bengal, and we left the track overnight, bolted over. The train wasn't allowed to go in. And we had 5 lengths of rail in, and we had 4 sleepers in 5 lengths of rail that was dogged up. Right. And next morning we went in and had a full load of coal sitting in there on top of it. Of course, everybody got into panic and the train went through.
Right. Wayne's been measuring the rail all the way through. Steel sleepers. All the way around the curve.
In the curve again, yeah. I don't know if there's any curves that's not steel sleepers. Not up here anyway.
So would this take the weight of
log trains?
The other log trains, would it?
Yeah, of course it would.
Well, you take the weight of steam train.
Right.
Take the weight of anything. Like this would be quite capable of carrying 25 tonne axle load. Well, the log trains have been running over for years.
Yeah.
And it hasn't deteriorated, like the steel sleepers and the rails haven't deteriorated since the log trains ran over it.
So to tear it out would be criminal.
Yeah, that's what we call the viaduct, yeah. So that used to have a bridge coming from there across there.
Right.
Over this, you see, and then they cut the rock out and put it over there. The line used to be here.
Right. Good heavens.
So they've got a button down there that girder used to sit on. But like that's a fairly good drop off down over there.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you like to be coming along there on your bikes and all of a sudden somebody come down around there on a horse or on a motorbike?
Yeah.
And you headed up, well, someone, if you met horses there and yours on bike, someone's going to go one side or the other.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's ridiculous to even think of it as being a bike track. Now I think, David, from what he was talking about, that set of falls are up in here.
Okay, yeah. You can see it there.
Oh yes, that's what he was talking about. He said you could see it from the line, I've never ever seen it.
If you cleared it out, you would see it.
Yeah.
See all that wood.
Oh, absolutely. How good would that be?
Yes, there's the falls he was talking about all right.
So all you need to do is clear a bit of that out.
Yeah.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? So are these classes at Corula Falls?
Oh. Turners Marsh Falls. It's all right when it won't be going when it's in the summertime.
No, that's true. Well, we can run all year round. That's
Well, you
huge.
see, from here down into that where that runs flat, that'd have to be 60 or 80 feet.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Wayne, what does that instrument do?
It's cant board.
The can board, and what does it measure?
It measures the cant on the track. It starts off at 10 mil and goes to 60.
Right, and what's this part here? That's
The
your
spirit
balance.
level.
Spirit level, okay.
Yeah. And then this is your 3'6" gauge
Uh-huh,
that you check for your width with, you see.
right.
Which is tight.
Perfect gauge.
So everything's pretty.
The report said that all the road crossings would have to be dug up and checked. Now, I reckon in the 30 years I worked there, I see probably 4 or 5 road crossings dug up and checked. But they wasn't dug up and checked just for the sake of doing it. You would see where the rail was moving in the bitumen.
Right.
And that's when you'd pull it up and have a look at it, when you see you had track movement or wide gauge or something. If we had no track movement we could see or no wide gauge, why would you put your road crossings up just to have a look under it?
So you don't think any of the road crossings need to be...
Not at this stage they don't. Once the train or two runs over them,
You wouldn't know.
because the gauge is all tight. It's all tight gauge now. So once the train runs over them a few times, before that gauge gets wide to cause the derailment or a problem, you're going to see the movement in the bitumen at the edge of the rail where the rail's moving.
Right.
And until you see that rail move, there's no point pulling it up.